Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. Ours is a place where dreams take flight, voices are heard, and stories are shared. This is where cultures meet, connections are formed, and ideas are transformed into action. This is your destination for authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations. We're where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover our world of education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our USA Global TV channel and download our USA Global TV app. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. With heartfelt thanks to our executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, music scored by Yifei Tang from Cloud Road Music, creative direction by Paul Garcia, and I'm Al Cini, and I'm very proud to be part of the USA Global TV and Radio family. So join us here at USA Global TV and Radio. Make us your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Thank you for being a part of our global community. Let's inspire together.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we proudly provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I'm so excited to have you here with us today. I have to share with you, this is the official YouTube Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers on one of our YouTube channels. So I guess you like us, and we love you for liking us. Thank you so much for being here. If you are watching on either of our two YouTube channels, please do subscribe. And thank you to all of our friends around the world on E360 TV, as well as Amazon, Roku, Apple, and all the social media platforms. Today's show is the power of etiquette and manners. And we're going to be talking about the art of introductions and impressions. So if it's your first time here, welcome. We also have a very special announcement about a retreat that we are going to be hosting in September in beautiful Lambertville, New Jersey. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. Joining me is the star of our show. We met remotely 4 or 5 years ago, actually doing an interview just like the show we're doing today. And today we are really good friends. We've already met twice in London. We're doing business together. We're doing courses together, and we're doing this retreat together. Today, we're doing this show together. Let us welcome Mr. Philip SYKES, who is the principal and founder of the British School of Excellence. And he is an absolute expert when it comes to everything involving etiquette and manners. You want to get to know him. Let's welcome him to our program. Welcome, Mr. SYKES. It's good to see you. Wow, I can see you backstage, but I can't see you on the screen. That's so strange. Okay, I don't know what's going on because I see him there, but he's not there. So in the interim, I want to talk to you a little bit about etiquette and manners. When you think about etiquette and manners, you might think to yourself, oh, it's about how to hold a teacup, or it's about how to open a door. It's about so much more than that. It's about treating people with respect. It's about kindness. It's about grace. It's about dignity. And I feel like with what's going on in the world today, wouldn't we like to be treated that way? Think about how you treat people, how you're showing up for people. And maybe that's a reflection of how people are treating you. So what we want to encourage you to do is to think about a life filled with peace. And for me, that's inner peace. I'm going to put this award down. It's quite heavy. So in this book that I've written, Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening, there is a lot of information in here that is part of etiquette and manners. And the British School of Excellence teaches courses, they hold workshops, and they actually have train the trainer programs. I've actually been certified as an etiquette coach by the British School of Excellence. So in this upcoming retreat that we have, it's basically going to be focused on listening skills, as well as social etiquette, and an afternoon tea that we're in the process of getting solidified with our new partner. So we're excited. We're not going to announce anything until we actually have something that we can put onto the website. So I want to just start about when we think about introductions. Okay, we think about etiquette and manners. How are you introducing yourself to someone? Are you immediately taking out your business card and shoving in the person's face and saying, oh, I can provide this, that, and the other? Or are you actually adding value to the other person? So I want you to think about an approach where when you greet someone, you look them in the eye, and then we typically would shake hands. In some countries, that's not acceptable. And in fact, it's frowned upon. And Philip, when he comes back, will talk to us a little bit more about that. So think about, who is your audience? Who is it that you're meeting? Are you going to a networking event? And typically at networking events, it used to be back in the day just about collecting business cards and having some cocktails. And today, at least the networking events that I've attended, are so much more than that. It's really about, how may I serve you? How may I be of assistance to you? To whom can I introduce you? Think about how you can add value to someone's life by connecting them with someone in your network. So if you are a business person, you own your own business, think about who you can connect with whom. And then those relationships, those collaborations are really gold. I call them solid gold. Here at USA Global TV and Radio, I really pride myself upon the fact that we have a team of people from around the world, and we collaborate with one another. So it's not that, oh, I own everyone who comes here. I don't own anyone. If you come here and you have a TV show, for example, please do go on other platforms. Please do as much as you can to bring value to this world, because in the end, if you think about etiquette and manners, it's about leaving a legacy of education, kindness, and grace. So let's go back to networking. You decide to go to a networking event, and have you done any research before you go to the event? And by the way, we have Philip here. Let's see if we can bring him on. He looks like he's not frozen. Yes, my friend, you're here.
The joys of technology. How are you today, Dr. Jacalyn?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. I was just taking our audience through the art of introductions and first impressions and talking about networking. So that's where we left off. But I'd love to have you do a little bit of an introduction about why you're so passionate about etiquette and manners.
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. And I think where we come in as an organization, we really are an organization that actually, I'm going to contradict myself, we're very far removed from etiquette and manners. We are all about etiquette and manners, but we are an organization that understands the power behind etiquette and manners, the actual quintessential tools that you can maintain and attain in this world to elevate yourself to a completely different level. So if anyone out there thinks etiquette and manners and blah, blah, blah is all for so-called well-to-do or posh people, as some people may refer, you couldn't be further from the truth. This is the most beautiful, beautiful area of our lives. It's inclusive. It's not exclusive. We are sexy. We are cool. We have this cape, which is like a superhero cape. It opens doors for us wherever we go. And mark my words for this, because let me share with every single person out there, all you need to do is look at the testimonials, written and verbal, of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have walked through the door that we've had the privilege of connecting with here at the British School of Excellence. On this program, we have one amazing person, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, who has 100% stepped through the door on numerous occasions into various courses, an avid learner, an avid coach. We elevate people to a completely different level. So for any of you out there are wondering what this is all about, all you need to do is connect and engage with us. And don't think about the coaching and training. What is the outcome? What will you be able to do better going forward in your life?
Philip, I absolutely love your energy. You are fired up today, and that's what it's all about. You
100%.
And I both know when you've been treated with kindness, treated with dignity, treated with grace, you remember that person. And just like with listening courses, we remember in life who has really been a great listener, who actually took the time to show us respect and kindness. So let's get back to our subject, the art of introductions and first impressions. And then towards the end of the show, I already teed up about the retreat coming up in Lambertville, New Jersey. And we've actually got a few slides we're going to share with people. But so what's the first thing that people need to know when it comes to introductions and first impressions? I was sharing with them, it used to be you go to a networking function and you're passing out business cards in everyone's face in terms of getting something for yourself instead of adding value for the other person. What do you think?
100%. And it really all starts with your energy. Your energy is huge. And I don't mean any sort of just general, I'm bringing your mindset into play here. You know, ladies and gentlemen, really at the end of the day, this is where your head and your heart are connected, and understand the power of positive, beautiful energy. So people see you before they hear you. Think about that. What are you wearing? How are you showing up? Are you punctual? Are you prepared? Do you have a plan in mind of that networking event? Because if you don't tick those specific boxes, you are really going to swim around there almost aimlessly in that networking event and function. So first impressions count. They really and truly do. And this really is something that I can't emphasize enough, because when you make an effort to look sharp and understand the power and importance of dress code and put that on, in other words, when I say put that on, appear with the right dress code, you will absolutely make a good first impression to start off with. Then it goes into all those other aspects of your beautiful smile, your warm, good, wonderful, firm handshake. And again, that amazing connection through eye contact. So those are key areas when it comes to the art of coming out there and showing and sharing with people how you make that incredible lasting impression, that connection that people remember you for.
Philip, I couldn't agree more with you. And by the way, look at us. We're on the show, The Power of Etiquette and Manners. And I'm just going to put it out there. I think we look the part right now. You and I could have shown up very differently, dressed very differently. Absolutely. After the show, we might be dressed differently, but we are walking the walk, talking the talk.
And I lost the title and a little bit more of a casual approach. The reason being is, you know, Kerry, my wife, was saying to me, Philip, you know, if you want to try and get people to understand the sexiness and the fun and the coolness behind the power of etiquette and manners, you've got to come across in different dress senses and dress codes to let people understand that you don't need to all be suited and booted. This is not about being suited and booted. This is about you as an individual and how you show up every single day and how you show up for yourself to start off with. Because so we had this glitch this morning. I've had a glitch since 7 o'clock this morning with technology and blah, blah, blah. I had various meetings and I haven't come on here all huffy and puffy and irritated because it's out of my control. You've got to compartmentalize things in life, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to put things into perspective. You've got to change your words and you will change your life. If I said, I've got a million things to do, what am I doing? How can my day would have started off on a very bad footing. So we need to start to put things into perspective, change our words, change the way we perform, change our lives. We can move forward just through the power of incredible positivity and the power of importance, elevated language skills.
Thank you, Philip. I have a point that I'd like to just dovetail onto that. So you mentioned the importance of showing up on time. And if we happen to be late for some reason, I mean, there are things out of our control, which we can be late, stuck in traffic, whatever it is. Please do not come into the meeting or the session, whatever it is, and start off with, I'm so sorry I'm late. This happened, that happened. No one cares. We know you're late. We see you are late. But now you're disrupting everything by bringing attention to yourself instead of just quietly sitting down and getting yourself involved in whatever it is that you're there to do.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's the same as the art of introduction and first impressions. How are you going to make that first impression? Even if you do feel awkward and you are late, think about it beforehand. The best way to make a good first impression is to go in there silently and quietly, and then afterwards you can make your professional introduction and apologize to the host or hostess or chairman or whoever it may be in a very sort of quiet and formal and respectful sort of way. So, Dr. Jacalyn, going back to this incredible topic of the art of introduction and first impressions and how we connect with one another, this goes back to the element of judging. Are we out there judging people the whole time? Are we looking down our noses at people because they don't seem to be part of our tribe, or they don't look like our cup of tea, or they don't look like they belong in our environment? There's so many different factors that will go through our minds and through our emotions and feelings when it comes to integrating and meeting people. And I just would love to put that out there, that every single one of us should give one another a really good chance to connect with each other on a very dynamic level and give everyone the benefit of the doubt, because again, we never know who you are going to, or we are going to connect with. And that is something we, as you are fully aware of, Dr. Jacalyn, and many students who hopefully many of our audience out there listening who've heard me share this on numerous occasions. And that is, one person, one opportunity can change your life for the rest of your life. And we go into that in depth when we deliver our coaching and training. But think about that. If you show up with the right mindset, if you show up with the right energy, you show up punctually, you show up dressed accordingly, you bring your whole being into that room, and you are absolutely 150% present. In other words, present intelligence. No phone in hand. It's not on ringer. You've just you showing up and being 100% committed to that moment and that event. That is what this is all about.
Right on point as always, Philip. When I was in corporate, I retired in 2020. I sold meetings and events and loyalty programs. And many times I was meeting with CEO, CFO of huge multi-conglomerate companies across the world. And I remember when I'd have to go to networking events, I would literally be sweating, shaking, trembling. I would be going to the restroom, putting my wrists under the cold water to try to calm myself down. And I started thinking about what exactly was my problem. And I hope that somebody out there, this will benefit, because first impressions are so important. I realized I was making it about me. Or what if they don't like the way I look? Or what if and instead of making it about them, I'm there for a reason, to bring value, to help find a solution to whatever their challenges are. So for all of you out there who are interacting with the public, or you own your own business, instead of focusing on yourself, how can you focus on your clients, on your guest, to give them the best experience? Because that's what they're going to remember. Maybe you're not dressed exactly as they thought you would be, or maybe they're making a judgment about something about your business. They will remember the way you treated them. True, Philip?
Maya Angelou. And I think that for me is possibly the most quintessential lifted verse from Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And you hit the nail already on the head there, in the sense that maybe you don't dress exactly appropriately, but you've made that effort, and people can see you've made that effort. They're not judging you because you might not be wearing exactly what they would expect you to be wearing. It's about bringing your A game and having a what can I do for you attitude. How can I support you? How can I help you? What can I do to elevate you going forward? And it might not be there and then and an immediate connection in the sense of offering them something right there, right now, but you're building a rapport with one another. You're building a potential future relationship, and relationships take energy. You've got to invest in relationships. And how do we do that? By doing something for someone else, by offering support, by introducing someone to someone that you think would be value to each other. So I really want everyone to really start thinking out the box. In everything we do is about preparation. It's about the attention to detail. It's all in the detail.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And Philip, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'd love to have you share with our audience, what if you as a person, as a human, you don't have a great memory, and as soon as you meet someone, you immediately go blank and don't remember their name? Will we be able to discuss that?
100%. Look forward to seeing you shortly.
All right, tell us about Bay London. That's what we're going to watch right now.
Okay, Bay London. This is definitely going off piste for those of you who are skiers out there, or going off the beaten track, so to speak. This is my incredibly dynamic, talented wife who has been in the lingerie industry for the last 25 years, at the most successful organization based out of the UK, and has now decided to launch the most outstanding swimwear brand and leisure wear and resort wear that will give any amazing woman out there confidence, the comfort, the feeling of feeling sexy, feeling incredibly attractive, feeling really at one with oneself. Because what I've led to believe, and what I spent a lot of time talking to Kerry, there are many people out there who can't find the right swimwear. Well, Kerry does not have your whatever the size models are that walk down a ramp. She's a mum. She's got wonderful curves, and she has created the swimwear to really understand your figure. In other words, it's got memory to it. It's got the most incredible, it's the highest quality Italian fabric that goes into swimwear, and it's BAYE London, and that's B, all you envision.
Bay London. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
In a world that moves fast, there's strength in the woman who moves with grace. Introducing Bay London, where confidence meets craftsmanship. Each piece is intentionally designed for the woman who knows her worth, crafted from luxurious Italian eco-fabrics that feel as good as they look. With elegant coverage, effortless support, and timeless style, our swimwear celebrates both your body and your essence. Founded by fashion expert Kerry SYKES, Bay London is made for women who want to feel sexy, stylish, and seen. From poolside to beachside, sunrise to sunset, Bay London outfits you for every moment that matters. Because beauty isn't about age, it's how you wear your confidence. Bay London, confidence, elegance, effortless luxury. Visit baylondon.com. Act now for your exclusive friends and family discount of $35. Scan the QR code. Bay London, where confidence meets craftsmanship. Proud sponsor of USA Global TV and Radio.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. We are thrilled to have you with us today. Our show is The Power of Etiquette and Manners, and joining me is my dear friend and the founder and president of the British School of Excellence, Mr. Philip SYKES. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. You talked about going blank or not being able to recall someone's name. We all have that. And it's not amnesia. It's not early set on of dementia or anything like that. This is a pretty normal sort of thing for all of us to face at some stage in our lives. And there are many of us out there who say, oh, I'm bad at names. Oh, I'm terrible at remembering names. Just to start off with, let's start to rephrase that. Remember what I shared earlier, change your words, change your life. And you can really start to help yourself understand that I'm going to get better at something. So for example, I'm going to get better at remembering names, or I'm going to make an effort to remember names. And before we do go to a networking event, if we are privy enough to have an idea who could be attending that event because it's an industry you're familiar with and you may have met many of those people before, that's one thing. You may have been sent a list before. So those are a couple of little prep notes that you can have before you even attend the event. Now, this is outside the event as well. We often may be walking down a street and bump into someone, and it couldn't be a more or less likely place to bump into that particular person, and we hit a blank. That's one of those things. But when it comes to actually introducing ourselves to one another, what inevitably happens, and this is our innate adrenaline kicking in, we're excited, we introduce ourselves, and then we jump into a subject. We haven't slowed down to connect with that person on their name, for example. So here's an example in the sense I meet Dr. Jacalyn at a networking event. I say, hello, my name's Philip. And she says, hello, my name's Dr. Jacalyn. Do we just rush into a conversation, or do I say, that's a wonderful name, Jacalyn. How do I spell it? Because there are different ways and forms of spelling Jacalyn. So firstly, I'm showing the interest in Dr. Jacalyn's name, and she would spell it, and I would, okay, that's a wonderful, wonderful name, way of spelling it. And I say, potentially, I could ask Dr. Jacalyn, where does the name stem from? And she may turn around and say, well, my mother, her mum's name was Elizabeth Jacalyn, and we wanted to keep the Jacalyn name in the family, and that's how I landed up with the name Jacalyn. And then from there on, I'm going to be obviously inquisitive and say, and if I may ask the doctor, what doctorate do you hold, and in what capacity, in what area? So I'm really genuinely showing great interest in the other person. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot reiterate enough how important this is. It really is. It's crucial. And then what we will do is, once we do get into the conversation, we will then drop that person's name into the conversation on a regularly-ish basis. You don't want to wear the name out, and you want to help yourself to start to let it set into your mind. So that's one way that is hugely powerful and very, very helpful. And by the way, there's a massive caveat here. If you've forgotten someone's name, don't suffer in silence. Say, I've been so enjoying my conversation with you. Your name's jumped out of my head. Won't you please remind me of your name? Don't wing it. Because don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we never say goodbye. Don't forget me, my name's Philip. Or don't forget me, my name's Dr. Jacalyn. That never happens. Another way we can connect with people's names is by association. So, for example, if you met a Margarita, what are we thinking? If you met a Diana, some of you might be familiar with Princess Diana. So you would be starting to use a way to associate names. And those are just scratching the surface of this very powerful tool that we share here at the British School of Excellence.
Sorry, that's a brilliant tip, Philip. I'd like to also add in your 6-second rule. So after someone says their name, pause. It's okay, pause and think about it for a moment. And then the next thing I'd like to say is, once you have the names established, it's very important to set boundaries and ask permission, meaning launching into personal questions when you've just met the person is not appropriate. And that's not a judgment. It's just not something that makes people feel safe. You have to earn the right to ask personal questions. So Philip, let's go into what would be some questions, or what could we discuss with the person when we first meet them so we don't make them feel uncomfortable?
Great question. Again, it's not even the UK anymore. I think everyone loves to talk about the weather. And so if you do happen to say, isn't it a beautiful day, then concur with one another. Yes, it's a gorgeous day. It's slightly hot, but thank goodness we're in this air-conditioned venue. People might, Dr. Jacalyn and I come from different parts of the world, or I might be traveling and she says, how's the weather in the UK right now? And I say, well, it's muggy, a bit of rain coming this afternoon. But as you can imagine, in the UK, we get 4 seasons in one day. So we can really use that as a powerful play of connecting with people. And I know it might sound superficial, but ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what Dr. Jacalyn is referring to. We don't want to just jump into personal bits and pieces or jump straight into business, because we've got to just warm up the energy. We've got to connect with each other on areas that we can at least discuss freely and openly without any intrepidation. So weather is obviously one of those areas that seems to be common ground. And if someone does ask you about the weather, or you are asked about the weather, humor it, embrace it. And for crying out loud, if you've asked someone what the weather's like, and as they're answering, you've shifted subject and now you're rushing into something else because you're nervous, goes back to that 6-second rule. So slow down. We can talk about the venue if it's at a networking event. We can talk about, how do you know the host, or do you know any participants here at the networking event, or are you here with your colleagues, or have you come on your own? You could even say, would you care for a cup of tea, or would you like to go and grab a glass of water together, or whatever it might be. But really put each other at ease through breaking the ice with some really interesting bits and pieces. And those areas are very comfortable. So you could find out, if someone's looking nicely tan, you say, you look wonderful and well. Have you had a vacation recently? Bang. And they're going to hopefully open up and say, yeah, I've just been to X, Y, and Z. You can talk about areas that, again, put people at ease. So Look for opportunities to connect. You can pay someone an amazing, genuine compliment. Love your watch. I'm a big watch fan. That's a very pretty watch. So that could also break the ice. Little things like this, and it is about the preparation. And this, again, is such an incredible toolbox that you not want or have to have. You need to have that toolbox.
Philip, the toolbox keeps getting bigger and bigger because there's so much to share with our audience. One thing I'd like to just jump into is a segue from what you just said. When someone pays you a compliment, how do you respond? Because I know in the past, and I don't do this anymore because I've learned it from you, I would be giving something negative back, putting myself down, and then immediately switching to them. Oh, this old dress, yeah, I've had this for years. I love what you're wearing. So now the person is left giving the compliment, and I didn't even accept it. They just gave a gift, and I basically slapped their hand and put myself down and said something about them without honoring what they said about me.
Absolutely. And for many reasons, again, let's lean into the British culture, English culture, the UK. The British are not brilliant at accepting compliments. They put themselves down, Dr. Jacalyn. It seems to be, it's the same sort of thing as complimenting them about an achievement. They love to dumb things down. When it comes to compliments, Dr. Jacalyn, amazing audience, just say, thank you so much. I'm glad you noticed my beautiful dress. And it might have been a hand-me-down. Who cares? Just say, thank you. That is so kind of you. I really feel good in this dress. And it makes me feel that I belong and I'm elevated. Accept the compliment. You don't need to give an explanation. Oh, thank you. I borrowed it from my sister. Absolutely not. Or love your earrings. Oh, they come from the little boutique on the corner there. They were only $5. That's not the way to handle a compliment. Say thank you. I'm glad you noticed my beautiful earrings. It really is important. And then you can reciprocate. You don't have to give a compliment for a compliment, but it is a wonderful thing to take into account. And compliments, as I said earlier, need to come from your heart. Mustn't be what people obviously allude to as a throwaway compliment. And again, let the compliment be not only genuine, but something that is not going to put the other person into an uncomfortable situation. For example, love your top, Tiffy, and the top's low crop because obviously it's showing cleavage. That is a no-no. And it depends the way you say things as well. That's a beautiful scent you're wearing. I'd love to, I'm sure my wife would like a scent like that. What are you wearing? As opposed to, oh, you smell delicious or you smell lovely. That could come across very differently. So we need to really slow down. It's that 6-second rule that you mentioned earlier, Dr. Jacalyn. The 6-second rule, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, leans into so many parts of our being in every aspect of our life. So it's about learning to slow down.
Philip, you must have read my mind because the other day I went somewhere to get my car inspected, actually. And the person who was helping me said, wow, you really smell great. What are you wearing? And he gave me this like leering look. And I'm sure he meant it from a nice perspective, but it was the way that it came across. And for me, I always try to look at the positive of everything and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I want to say something about compliments because I think this is important. And maybe this will be enlightening for some people. When you come across as putting yourself down, it shows the person, I'm going to say myself, that you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself. Absolutely. And people love confident people. People want to be around people they consider to be winners, for example. And winner can take on a lot of different meanings. But somebody who truly believes in themselves and believes they have something of value to offer, to use your word from the beginning, that's sexy. I think that's attractive. That's the person you want to get to know, as opposed to someone who is always negative and can't find any sun in the sky.
Yeah, firstly, I'm going to say avoid those type of people like the plague, because again, who you surround yourself with is who you become. And it's very much, here's a great an analogy that I heard many years ago, and it makes so much sense. Let's say hypothetically you had to pay to go to a networking event, and there were 2 networking events that were running at the same time. And one networking event, they charge you $100 to attend. The other networking event, they charge you $1,000 to attend. Which one are we going to decide to go to? Now, I do appreciate it's all about affordability, but I would scrape every penny I could to go to the $1,000 networking event. And I would take my A game, I would take my positivity, and I would be very well prepared to attend that event. So it really does come down to choices. If you choose to continue hanging around people who are negative, who don't have anything good to say, as you use that wonderful analogy, the sun is shining, but they can't see it, then move, shift, because if you don't, that'll wear you down.
And Philip, we're going to shift into the retreat in just a moment, but I do have a final comment, which is I truly believe life is all about experiences. And as you know, we were just together in London with lovely Leanne, and of course, all of the wonderful students who took your course and my course. And from there, I went on a media tour to Paris and Milan and Vienna and back to London. And I can't tell you how many people said to me, how much money did that cost you? Wow, you are out of the country for a long time. And I just smile and say, you know what? I had the greatest experience of my life. It was good for me personally. It was good for me for business. And so that's what I would like to encourage people to think about at some point. And by the way, this was just shared with me recently on one of our shows. There is a nurse who works in hospice. I think I told you this. And she hears the stories of people who are literally on their deathbeds. And none of them said, I wish I had a Bentley. I wish I had another watch. I wish I had, they didn't care about any of that. It was about experiences in life and the people you spend your time with. And by the way, spending time with us right now from Uganda is Gaffa. Nice to have you with us. Thank you so much. Philip, let's talk about the retreat. Okay, so you and I are doing this.
Before we do, I would like to just elevate off what you were sharing there. You know, possessions, we come into this world with nothing, we leave with nothing. Now, if we're in a fortunate position where you can pretty much afford anything in the world, then that so be it. But even if you can, I know as you do, we all know wealthy people out there who are frugal. They're careful with their money in the sense they have no shame in spending it on experiences and family time and doing good and philanthropy. Because that is the power, and money is an energy. It's a tool. It's not something to be worshipped or to crave. We all work exceptionally hard, and if we surround ourselves with good and dynamic people, you'll learn a lot on where to invest your money as well, and where partnerships start to form. Dr. Jacalyn, it could have cost you $100,000 that trip, and I know it didn't. But if it did, look at the outcome. It's boom, boom, boom everywhere. There's not a negative. And even if there were a negative, you would have found some positive in it. What did I learn from that? My point is, it's not about the money. And I know we can dig deep and get all haywired into, I don't have that sort of money. It's not the point. My point is, let's start being sensible as human beings. We all accumulate too much and too many possessions. We really and truly do. I guarantee every single one of us could go to our closets right now or go into the living room and chuck half the things out that we don't need, and you wouldn't even miss it. But yet you go to the store and, I need that. And it's that feel-good moment for a split second, moment, whatever it is. But think about the feeling when you go out there and build these unforgettable memories. We can't relive yesterday, but we can plan tomorrow, and we can plan today, and we can bring so much beautiful energy and dynamic experiences into our lives that will last for generations to come, because we include people in that. We grow people on that journey. We are forever, ever being able to plant these incredible seeds that can be nurtured for future generations, future families, future scenarios. Heaven forbid, but if I depart this world tomorrow, at least my beautiful family and hopefully the people that I've touched in this world will remember the time we've had together, the experiences. I couldn't tell you what I got for my birthday last year, quite frankly.
Philip, that was truly beautiful. And before we go to the retreat, because we are going to the retreat, I have just one more thing to say about that. When I was on the tour a few weeks ago, I really, before I left, tried to pare down how much I was bringing, because when I was in London before with you, I had so much stuff. And so the point of it is that this particular trip that I just took, I planned the whole thing. I went to all these countries by myself, and having been in corporate selling events and doing travel programs, everything was taken care of for me. All the arrangements were made, all the upgrades were given, and everything was paid for. So for this trip, I made all the logistical arrangements. I paid for everything. And what I realized was, going from train to tube to plane to Uber, I had these 2 bags. And I really thought I had pared down what I brought. I mean, you know what I brought, you saw. And one of them weighed 60 pounds and the other one weighed 50. And then I had my purse that probably weighed 30. And I had to transport wherever I was going, because when you get to other countries, they don't always have people there. You know, they don't have carts per se. And just getting on the train, I forget, it was in Milan, I think, I was dripping with sweat. And even though I lift weights all the time, I could not physically handle that 60-pound bag up the 3 things and then putting it into the bin to store it. And I thought to myself, this is how life is. We carry around so much stuff we don't need, whether it's physical stuff, emotional stuff. When you think about introductions, when you think about giving back to the world, let go of all the stuff that doesn't serve you. And I'm raising my hand and saying, you know what, I thought I did that, but I got more stuff I've got to let go of. So
yeah.
Any
Dr.
last
Jacalyn,
comments?
I have to let I think the cat's already been let out the bag, but to make it official, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jacalyn does not travel lightly.
And I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So I want to go to the retreat. I want to talk about the value that's in this retreat. So first of all, Philip and I, the British School of Excellence and USA Global TV and Radio, we are hosting a retreat in Lambertville, New Jersey. Lambertville is a beautiful area. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend you join us. It's right across from New Hope, Pennsylvania, which is also a beautiful area. And we're going to be hosting this retreat at the Chimney Hill Estate Inn. And I'm going to actually show you, I'm going to go to the website where you can sign up for it. But we'll show some pictures at the end. First, I'd like to just go through what to expect. Now, this event, this retreat is for only people who are truly interested in personal and professional development. That means people who really are, I believe, heart-centric. They want to continue to grow, and they're looking to meet people who are like-minded. So the retreat is going to be for 2 days. It's September 18th through the 19th. And we are excited to share with you 2 days of wonderful opportunities that you will have to better yourself, to find inner peace, and to meet other like-minded people. Now, we do have a limit as to how many people can sign up. And that's basically because we want the experience to be so special that we can actually, Philip and I can spend a lot of one-on-one time with people. Philip, before I go into the agenda, anything you want to add? You're on mute. Yes.
Yeah, these sort of retreats, and I love them. I spend at least one or two times a year to go and find areas of personal development and growth. And especially when you can spend quality time with like-minded people, the outcomes are just phenomenal. Not just the content that is being delivered by the specialists that are involved, but just the people that you are rubbing shoulders with. And Dr. Jacalyn, if you look at the Train the Trainer live in London or even via Zoom, and you look at the London experience, it's so much deeper than just what the Train the Trainer delivers and offers. And the Train the Trainer itself it's the Rolls Royce of train the trainers within our sector and in our industry. That I can tell anyone hands down, and don't take my word for it. All you need to do is listen to the feedback testimonials and what people have done with their lives off the back of spending time at the British School of Excellence. But the relationships, the partnerships that have been formed are colossal. They are huge. And funny enough, 2 years ago on the London experience, a gentleman from the United States of America and his wife Camilla came on the London Experience, and I'm meeting him this evening, and he's a very senior gentleman within in Home Depot, and he wants some potential insight into coaching and training and development for Home Depot in the United States of America. Now, this is what this is about. So a retreat like this that's spent days of preparation and planning will open doors for you that you've never even begun to imagine. And the content is the bonus, that I can assure you.
Absolutely. Well put. Okay, let's get into it. So it starts on Thursday, September the 18th, and you'll arrive at the Chimney Hill Estate Inn, and then you have the opportunity to be part of this spa wellness experience. And it includes a cold plunge, sauna, jacuzzi, and light refreshments. Just imagine yourself just enjoying the ability to relax. And of course, you'll meet like-minded people who will be there. And then from there, we go into the signature course that I'll be teaching, which is setting boundaries and asking permission. And this course I've taught obviously in London. I've taught it in Zambia. I've taught it many places here in the local area, and so also online. And the feedback is always the same. People will come to this course thinking that there's something wrong with their partner, with their family member, with their colleague. And what they realize is that they're just as much a part of the dysfunction in the relationship. So we have people in tears, we have people expressing anger. And by the time they leave, they have tools that they can use to have better connections, deeper relationships, and more authentic conversations. After the course, then we're going to have power networking with beverages. And the beverage will be, there will be some fun beverages and there'll be some soft beverages as well. And after that, imagine a private chef dinner at this beautiful Chimney Hill Estate Inn. It is something that is a memory that you want to have in your memory box. And from there, we'll go fireside and have more networking. And we've had a few people ask about cigars. It's bring your own cigars. And then, of course, there's an overnight stay. I personally have stayed overnight. I've met the owner, Mark, and I had an amazing experience. When I woke up the next day after a networking event I went to, I said to myself, the universe has brought me here for some reason. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was for me to have a retreat with Philip, and here we are. Okay, let's go on to the next day. We're going to have transportation to afternoon tea. And by the way, we may change this around to have it later in the day because we have 2 tea experiences here. But Philip, you're going to be teaching a social etiquette masterclass. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm going to be focusing on really quintessential tools that will help you elevate yourself in any given situation. You know, again, that term's etiquette, blah, blah, blah. It is the power of social etiquette and manners and how you can take yourself to a completely different level in every sense of the word, whether it be complementing what you would have taken on board the day before, but complementing your ability to have better friendships, better relationships, how to engage in your business, in the companies you work for, the companies you run, how you can absolutely move forward with prowess and with confidence, stability, and the outcome will be huge. The benefits will be huge. Just to give you an understanding, many years ago, we had a gentleman who did the Polished Professional, and we will be dipping into that side of the course in that day. He turned around and sent me a video saying, Philip, the return on my investment was 16,500%. He went on to say that if this were a stock, it would be on the front page of every newspaper globally. My point is this, it's your day. We will bring our A game on every single point and topic and every question that you have or have you ever wondered. Please, ladies and gentlemen, understand that etiquette and manners is not about pushing your garden peas onto the end of your fork. Okay. Yes, we talk about dining etiquette because the way we eat, the way we conduct ourselves at a table is fundamental. It is part of our social etiquette, but this is putting serious flesh on the bone, giving you tools that you can work with. As you step out of that environment, you will be able to put them into practice and you will watch doors open for you that you've never imagined before. And a little input here. You mentioned cigars, Dr. Jacalyn. We can even talk a little bit about cigar etiquette and cigar form.
I think that's brilliant. Thank you, Philip. We are actually almost out of time as we have another show right after this. So I want to go back to this. So on the second day, what I can tell you is you will wake up, you'll have your breakfast, we'll have the social etiquette masterclass, and I believe then we will go to the elegant afternoon tea experience. I've reached out to the owners of a wonderful tea house, and I believe we will be making it official as we speak later today. And then we'll transfer everyone back to Chimney Hill Estate Inn, and you'll have the option of additional networking. And of course, staying overnight at the property, spending the weekend. Why not? It's so beautiful there in Lambertville. So what I want to just share quickly before we go is the website where you can sign up. Now, in all honesty, the second day is not on here yet. We'll be putting it on later today, but here's a picture of the property. You can see how beautiful it is. And then on here, there's all kinds of information that you can find. There's so many different types of tickets that you can have a choice of. So for example, if you're not able to make it for the entire day, maybe you want to come the first day, maybe you want to come the second day, maybe you want to do the networking and the dinner, we highly recommend you do it all, because why not? You're worth it. You deserve it. You don't know whom you're going to meet. You don't know where it's going to go. And also, Philip will be giving the history of tea, which I love. You have a great partnership with Twinings there in London, so I know you'll be able to educate people about tea. So we do have the link up if you're interested in going there and browsing. We'd love to have you sign up. Just remember that we don't have the second day up there yet. It will be up as soon as I confirm with our wonderful new friends at the tea house. Then we will definitely put all the options up there. Philip, final words before we say au revoir, adios, and goodbye.
If you've always done what you've always done, you're always going to do what you've always done. Ladies and gentlemen, step out of your comfort zone. Push yourself every single day. Make yourself relevant in this world, because no one's going to make you relevant apart from you. And go out there with guns blazing. Everything in life is about putting your best foot forward. And whatever we do in this in this world, in this life, it's one of my go-to sort of anecdotes is make it count. Make it count.
Well, my beautiful friend, thank you so much for being here today. I want to share your website before we log out. Mr. Red O'Loughlin is waiting for us at the corner bookstore for this next show. But here it is. It's the BritishSchoolOfExcellence.com. You can find out so much information here. As I mentioned to you, Philip and I met 4 or 5 years ago, and now look at us. I mean, it can happen for you. You just put yourself out there, take these courses. I don't care what you're doing in life. We can all incorporate etiquette and manners into whatever it is we're doing. And there's some upcoming courses that are listed here. If you have any questions, please reach out to Philip, reach out to myself. We are here to serve. We are here to help you. And on that note, we are signing out. Please do subscribe to our channels, USA Global TV and Radio on YouTube, as well as Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck on YouTube. And of course, on all the other platforms. I just love YouTube because they give us real information about who's watching, and we know what kind of subjects you like. We currently have 60 shows that we are offering, and they're from show hosts from around the world. And we now have country partners who are taking us into new places. So if you'd be interested in having your own television show, please do reach out. All right, thank you very much. Again, as I mentioned, the corner bookstore is coming up right after this. We'll say goodbye for now and see you later.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time. Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradiosshop.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradiosshop.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
From the magical world of the amazing adventures of Lady Ella comes a heartwarming new journey filled with kindness, courage, and compassion. Lady Ella, the beloved ladybug and listening mentor, is back, and this time she is not alone. Meet her brave and thoughtful brother, Lord Jack. Together, they take flight on their very first kindness adventure. Along the way, they meet 3 new friends in need: a duck feeling discouraged, a mouse struggling to be understood, and a busy little bee who's completely lost. But with the power of elevated listening and simple acts of kindness, Lady Ella and Lord Jack show us how understanding and empathy can make the biggest difference in someone's day. Written by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the listening mentor, this 9th book in the best-selling Lady Ella series teaches children ages 5 to 10 the essential skills of listening, kindness, and etiquette. Now available for pre-order on Amazon. Scan the QR code and order your copy today.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.